Good morning again. Good morning to everybody. This is Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India on May 30, 2021. The second video because previous was disturbed again. Topic is same slab from work. So I'm just continuing with this. This point I showed to you previously this drawing and I showed you this drawing as well. And I stopped my video stopped somewhere here on this drawing and was telling something about this issue, temporary work, this side of that, and this is building, for example, we are going to work on, and we can provide like this. This is toe board here, and this is plank, and there are steps. So I was just here. I'll continue on this text now. It said that you can say all going back says all access temporary work. All access temporary work provided routes to scaffolding details must be ready per safety requirements duly approved by tagging indicators. All accessible steppings types ladders must be ready for use wherever required, duly approved by tagging indicators. Whatever supporting materials for all involved areas in scope of pour for safe working in and around pourable area must be checked to be available. Materials for all areas involved to be poured must be available for installing preparatory works. Ensure that all fabricated cut and bend reinforcing bars are ready, which are available duly tagged. Here ensure that all columns and RCC walls if involved have been poured. Ensure construction joints are prepared on column and wall tops. It requires proper scabbling or hacking to exposed aggregate by removing latins. Ensure datum level lines are marked on column surfaces and wall surfaces. Ensure erection of supporting either mechanical couplock type system or other propping system is well handled by a specialist trained team of riggers. Now what it says so far that first requirement is, as I said, I revise all drawings must be available for setting out, for coordination, for everything, for services, first fix, second fix, all drawings must be available for purpose of working, all details pertaining settings, all details pertaining controls, pertaining building access, pertaining grids controls, everything must be ready. All supporting system drawings, scaffolding drawings must be ready, duly approved or certified. That's what is required. And then I said access must be there, as I explained to you and show you sketch. Access temporary works with due safety must be available duly tagged in so that people can go. Accessible stepping type ladders must be available as shown. That's very important point to shoot. I just say this I'm saying step means accessible, we can access it up to up, down and all that. This must be available. And then you can say this must be duly tagged in. Whatever supporting materials for all involved areas in scope of pour for safe working in and around pourable area must be checked to be available. Means whatever materials we require for whatever purpose of construction during pour, before pour and after pour, including everything permanent material as well as preparatory material or supportive material. So what can I say? Supportive materials for all involved areas in scope of pour for safe working in and around pourable area must be checked to be available. It must be made sure that this is available. Material for all areas involved to be poured must be available for installing preparatory works. Ensure that all fabricated cut and bent reinforcing parts are ready, available during duly tag. Ensure all columns and RCC walls, if involved, have been poured. Of course, it must be poured. Columns and walls. If these are columns, must be there. House or walls, maybe there, may not be there. Depends. Columns are mandate. It must be there because without columns, no work of slab or beam can be done. Ensure all columns and RCC walls, if involved, have been poured. Ensure construction joints are prepared on column and walls tops. Construction joint is very important because construction joints only allow two materials, old and new, to connect. It should be latence free. All aggregates must be exposed and complete cleaning should be done. Construction joint cannot be allowed improperly, and there should be enough gap of specified hours between hardened concrete and new concrete. Ensure all columns and RCC walls, if involved, have been poured. Ensure construction joints, as I said, construction joint. It's specifically called construction joint because we are going to construct two. One is hardened concrete, other one is new concrete. We are going to construct them together. You can say soft and hard. So this is called construction joint, where construction is continued. It was stopped due to whatever reason. Now it is reconnected, it's redone, and it's going to move further. So you can say ensure construction joints are prepared on column and wall tops. It requires proper scabbling or hanking, slabbing or hacking to expose aggregates by removing latents. Ensure datum line labels are marked on columns and wall surfaces, which means there should be some datum. I can say we take some datum of same level on all sides of columns and walls, same level, no difference of levels. And if there is difference of levels, it should be marked on that, so that at time of taking measurement, our artisans or carpenters or foremen can understand that, and from that line we can take remaining part of floor head, so that it is easy to work on that. So line marking of colored, some color you can say using thread, can be done by using your label instrument or by using your, you can say, water label. Both can work, no problem. Water label also gives a good reading. So these lines, datum lines, horizontal lines you should say, on columns and walls are marked on surfaces for purpose of taking remaining measurement from these lines to beam bottom, or even slab units sometimes. Now, ensure erection of supporting either mechanical cup locks type. This is erection of supporting either mechanical cup lock, that's called mechanical cup lock, which is scaffolding, I said. This is called mechanical cup lock. In the, I will not just say something else. Well, it's somewhere. I'll show you mechanical cup lock in this case of slab. I showed you last time. I don't know where's the how no. Safety sketches, noun, house plan, quality reference, quality of IP. Well, it doesn't take the photo. It's not in that, so no problem. It should be somewhere. If I can say scaffolding, let me see arrangement, so I can see. Sometimes it takes time for nothing, You can see I go to other statements and let me go. So here let's see management documents. And this is another statement here. Chapters, scopes, sketches here. If I can say here sketches. Slab support, I think it's that one. Yes, it is that one. Slab support. this is that one. This is a good one. This I was talking to you about this. This is important one, slab support. It's interesting if you can see that once again. So you can say this is system below slab, supporting system below slab, which is very important, and is called cup log here. Name is cup log. So this is just typical indicative one. This is slab. These are beams, and this is supporting system. It's 8 meters high. It can be whatever height, doesn't matter. These are quite strong vertical members, and these are horizontal members here. And you can see in plan it's like that. I was talking about this. This is important grid. Generally it's 1.2 into 2.4. It's shown 1 meter by 2 meter, doesn't matter. It's only for indication. Load of this portion goes into on this. It's like a structure, like steel structure it is. These are tops here, specific tops on which your members of supporting slab are placed in, and slab form is supported here. And this is separate props for this beam, because beam is very small width, maybe 30 centimeter, maybe 40 centimeter, 400 mm, so one is enough. And this is linked to this member, so this is called a stiffener, and this is a prop. These are tie bolts in beam, and this is batten, this is plywood. This is base plate for this all vertical members. And this slab support system framing, typical proprietary cup log system is called. Name is cup log, and it's quite strong, in fact, quite strong. So we can go back to our own system here, and you can say we can continue like this. Ensure that erection or installation of involved system provides a good space to circulate within without causing any obstruction from construction as well as from the complete safety viewpoint. And before that, ensure erection of supporting either mechanical cup log type system or other pipe propping system is well handled by specialist team of riggers. We have specialist people who can very fast erect this system and de-erect this system. Both they can do, because this automatic system, because you just go on taking out, put in, lock in. It's called cup log. Each other is locked. So ensure that the erection and installation of involved system provides a good space to circulate within without causing any obstruction from construction as well as from complete safety viewpoint. Ensure fixing of all beam bottoms of downstands or commenced. Fixing of beam bottoms, or you can say downstand beam bottom. Generally, beams are down in slabs. Ensure fixing of all beams bottoms of downstands are commenced with at right location all over area, which is an important activity and therefore must be ensured for correctness by land surveyor or by an experienced foreman. Bottom level must be made sure, though it's now just starting stage, we can tolerance, but when we do final levels it has to be exactly what's required. Leveling of beam soffit is significant job but should be within approximation at this stage, for it will be corrected to exact requirement by adjustments at final level check. Ensure that beam sides are able to be stepped out. We have to vary ISO factor. Ensure that beam sides are able to be stepped out conveniently while beam soffit is in place, which soffit may be in place for defined duration of formwork striking. This requires that beam sides plates top lines should be erected up to point below slab level so that beam sides are not trapped in soffit slab. It should be easily out, particularly size of beams I'm telling. This means soffit of slab should pass over this side, not that this side is trapped in. If slab soffit passes over this side can be removed within 24 to 48 hours, or when you think 3 days or possibly. Ensure slab soffit levels are correct and system is installed according to meet design and construction requirement. Ensure slab soffit levels are correct and system is installed according to meet design and construction requirement. Ensure safety railing, it's also an important point. You can say ensure Ensure safety railing equipped with all components is available duly installed around working areas from smooth working and safety reasons. Ensure correct alignment is marked. Ensure correct alignment is marked on slab. Ensure correct alignment is marked on slab exteriors for slab edges from work. Ensure location of construction joint if so required for a major pour. That's the important point, construction joint. As I said earlier, I can just represent like this. Let us say so we have to pour this portion. This should be poured one time, but due to some reason, say it's not, there's some problem or some decision that you have to do construction joint. You can see, or 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 I tried to show you location of construction joint is required for a major pour, and you should be ready for that if something happens. You should not expand your problem unnecessarily, and we have to limit that problem to here, because construction joint is very important activity, and it because concrete is one unit, we cannot disturb that also. We have to produce in a way concrete accepts that. And shows that the grid locations from access lines are correctly transmitted to slab beam lines, and also we have to take care that these grid lines are dictated by access. Ensure that grid locations from access lines are correctly transmitted on slab beam lines. Means we have to take command from access and not from grids to avoid accumulation of error. If you use only access line, it would work better than using grids. Ensure that beam sides could be struck easily prior to slab soffit forms. I explained already. So make sure correctness respecting slab profile by checking levels on slab. Means you have to check levels on slab so that slab profile is in level. You can use your staff from below shutters and see what level it should be according to thickness of slab. Top slab level minus thickness can give you level of soffit of beam, and that level minus thickness of ply. I think you see ply from below, so you can find that level. Means first you have to establish, you can say slab level, ply level. You should take ply level, or you can say reduced level of datum where you are taking reading from. You have to know which level is slab bottom, and if you use your level, use the level from below, below slab shutter, you can find that level whether it has to go up or down if there is an error, if level has to be raised or that level has to come down. That can be known. It's not big miracle. You can know it from top also by keeping your instrument at some unaffected area if you have, or from some other slab, or if you want to take it from below itself, you can do it. Doesn't matter. You can do it. There are so many ways you can do that. So you can say, make sure correctness respecting slab profile by checking levels on slab. Make sure correctness of dimensions of beam sections. Make sure if so required timber fillets chamfers are fixed. And columns, if design made mandates it. This is also applicable from convenience viewpoint. Make sure that foam, strike agent, oil applied and dried out prior to commencing placing reinforcing bars. Ensure that reinforcing bars are centered and fixed to meet design requirements. Means placement of these bars is a question here. You have to make sure that accuracy exists, practical tolerance of force applies. Ensure that reinforcing bars are centered and fixed to meet. After mechanical couplers are included for convenient passage of vibrator needle. We have to take care when use couplers also that congestion is avoided, congestion is not accepted. Our vibrator nozzle must pass through that portion without any problem. If vibrator nozzle cannot pass, then we cannot compact concrete. You have to keep that point in mind. Very important point, vibration. In case epoxy coated bars are included, ensure continuous application of the activity of epoxy touch-up paint is conducted. If you use epoxy coated bars, we must maintain touch-up paint application. Make sure all previous concrete joints are well cleaned and cleaned by scabbling, hacking. Construction joint, I mean to say. Do not keep any loose material there. Remove cancer by scabbling all leaked ends, and hacking should be done for purpose of exposing aggregates. Ensure that no dirt or timber piece, no dirt or dust or timber piece, etc. is available after cleaning by air compressor. By air compressor is done. Ensure that no dirt or timber piece, etc. is available after cleaning by air compressor is done. All such holes or small passages used to compress blow out dust must be closed. If there is left any nail, that should be taken out as well. Nothing is allowed there for concrete purpose. If it is hot weather condition, keep formwork cool by allowing water spring. Every care is required to be taken to check that flash setting of concrete would be avoided. Every care is required to be taken to check that flash setting of concrete would be avoided. Flash setting causes deterioration, danger to concrete because temperature of steel plates Every care is required to be taken to check that flash setting of concrete would be avoided. Flash setting causes deterioration or danger to concrete because temperature of steel plates or plywood in hot weather is normally higher, and steel reinforcing bars remain too hot to successfully receive concrete without heat or thermal impact. Concrete required material property is endangered if you do that by such flash setting impact due to existing difference between concrete temperature and steel temperature, as well as due to plywood or steel plate temperature. Ensure that stair portion to be poured with slab is well scabbled at construction joint. Locations and reinforcing bars are cleaned properly. Ensure cleaning of lift wall slab. Portion protruding or projecting reinforcing bars that have to be cast monolithic with slab concrete. Ensure all blockouts of inserts are in place for sharp or working drawings. Make sure if so required. Make sure if so required scaffolding manufacturer fitness. Hold on. I'm sorry. Ensure cleaning of lift well, slab, portion, protruding, projecting, reinforcing bars that have to be cast monolithically with slab concrete. Ensure all blockouts or inserts are in place for shop or working drawings. Make sure if so required, scaffolding manufacturer fitness certification is obtained for installed scaffolding supporting system, being sound and fit for intended purpose. Make sure that all portions of beam downstands are well secured by fixing tie bolts wherever required. Ensure that all column caps neck forms are in plumb to previous concrete verticality and well secured. This top column portion shall be poured monolithically with beam and slab. This all column caps neck forms are in plumb to previous concrete below, verticality and well secured. Make sure if required scaffolding manufacturer's fitness certificate to be obtained for installed and scaffolding portion, supporting system being sound and fit for intended purpose. Make sure that all portions of beam downstands are well secured by fixing tie bolts wherever required. Ensure that all column caps and neck forms are in plumb to previous concrete, verticality and well secured. This top column portion shall be poured monolithically with beams and slabs. Ensure a thorough inspection is conducted for all preparatory as well as temporary works, with no doubts and no uncertainty should remain unattended. Plan pouring activity in all respects, defining locations of pumps and truck mixers. Make sure that certain formwork stop ends, strips for meeting certain emergency provision of construction joint is readily available. Again, it is important, make sure that certain formwork stop ends, strips for meeting certain emergency provisions of construction joint is readily available. Make sure reinforcing bars to be placed in steps are laid for design requirements and vertical forms for risers erected in position, duly anchored by a long timber scantling or batten centrally located longitudinally